Hello and welcome to the Inbetween podcast. I'm your usual host, Joe Scorn. I'm joined here by Tony. Toon's in RT.
I'm here.
And we're here to talk about the gaming news and everything in between. I'll let Dave know that we're live. Asking? Okay, live. It's Discord. Yeah. Should we just jump straight into the quick news, or is there anything you want to talk about in particular?
I want to go straight to Star Wars.
I think Sony came to a deal with Marvel, and now Spider-Man's back in the in the Minecraft cinematic universe.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
That's...
the MCU.
Minecraft.
We'll be talking about We'll be talking about Minecraft later.
And the MCU apparently.
I've been playing tons of Portal Knights, and I started googling recipes, and I started typing in Minecraft recipes instead of Portal Knight recipes because I was so confused. But yeah, we've got a couple trailers to start us off. Out now, I believe, is the Clone Commander and the 4-player co-op. But as well is a brand new map, and it's a map that I personally wanted because I love Clone Wars content.
Yeah.
It is, I think it's Felucia, is that how you pronounce it? Let's have a look.
We'll see.
Felucia. But the really cool thing about this map is there's spores all over the map. And if you set them off, they'll send out some like poisonous gas that will damage and can kill your opponents. I was like, how the hell would it kill droids? Because they don't breathe, but you said...
Well, you also said they've got respirators on the clone troopers.
I assume they would have gas masks inside those helmets.
I'm just like, maybe it's corrosive.
It's corrosive gas, and that's what kills them.
It's not poisonous, it's corrosive. I don't know. It doesn't make it... It look like they're dying from being poisoned, so...
I don't know.
Does Star Wars make sense?
BTTV is like a third-party thing. And...
Does Star Wars need to make sense?
No, but they definitely have to advertise Star Wars Rise of the Skywalker, because that's the new Star Wars film coming out. I feel like they're contractually obligized.
Obligized, yeah.
Obligated.
That's the correct... No, obligized. This is like a bigger Twitter.
They changed the Twitter loadout and everyone hates it, and I agree with them. It's trash. Anyway,
it is trash.
New Twitter is trash.
I was gonna say though, I kept seeing like random posts of like, oh, the new Star Wars film. They went back to some of George Lucas's ideas. Like, yeah, we'll see. George
Lucas is the smartest man in the world because I believe, I'll look this up, but I believe when he sold Star Wars to Disney, he kept the merchandising rights, and that was the big money maker.
Well, originally he wanted to keep like
how Star Wars made George Lucas billions. Yeah, it was merchandising.
But apparently he wanted to be able to keep like some not creative control, but be able to have some sort of creative, I guess, add creativity like to the actual films. But like Disney was like, no.
He gave up control of the franchise in 2012, but he still made tremendous profit off it. Not because of the original story, but because control of licensing and merchandising rights before A New Hope was even released.
Jesus.
So he was like, I'll make this film, but I want all the merchandising rights to this. And they were like, well, we kind of don't really know, how well it's going to do. So that's why George Lucas is a billionaire right now, because all those little Star Wars figures that the Red Letter Media have in their office are now fueling him. Why do they have so much Star Wars merchandise?
They burn a brick, like a big barrel, barrel like
they had like a fish tank.
Yes,
they got like a fish tank and they just burned Star Wars merchandise with acid.
I want to point out that's probably really bad for the environment.
Yep.
It probably let off a ton of CO2 doing that.
Fuck it, dude.
I wouldn't have been in that room while it was happening.
Just need that. I don't have the soundboard on today, but I have a soundboard of Rich M just going "fuck off" from the nerd crew.
Yeah,
that was great. Anyway, so yeah, that was the first trailer. Star Wars Battlefront, new Felucia map from the Clone Wars. I want more Clone Wars content. I fucking love the Clone Wars.
Did you watch the animated series?
No, and I haven't seen the animated film either.
You probably should. It's like it just has like more Clone Wars maps. I guess
I just like the terrible content from the Clone. I like the so good it's bad films.
That as well, yeah. But no, I just mean like
you've got ideas. 4 of us watching here. Make it good, Dave. I'm going to advise you to turn the stream off right now because there's nothing good that you're about to see.
Whoa! You need to have 4 PCs watching us.
Yeah,
otherwise it's only one.
It only counts as one view, and it's because it's you, Dave. I'm going to be as mediocre as possible. So, I mean,
if the crowd goes mild,
and the crowd, yeah. If they're interested in hearing some gaming news, then keep them on. But that's pretty much all I'm going to be doing. Fuck, that's the wrong thing. Next up, quick trailer. Subnautica Below Zero Iceworm update. We've got a giant iceworm in Subnautica Below Zero, so that's pretty fucking spooky.
Spooky?
Have you played Subnautica? That game's terrifying.
Is it?
I've talked about this with Matt, but
do you...
things underwater are like 10 times scarier.
Really?
To me. Yeah.
I don't find that.
The thing about...
I really love underwater stuff, though.
Like horror games, right? Yeah. You have to be scared from, like, in front of you, your sides and behind you.
Yeah.
When you're in the water, stuff can come from below you, stuff can come from above you. Like, every single angle you can get fucked underwater.
There's only 2 extra angles.
I was talking about this with Dave. He was because we were talking about it last night.
Yeah.
About Subnautica. I think it's still an Epic Games Store exclusive, the Below Zero one as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Wait.
And he was saying the one like survival game he wants multiplayer for is Subnautica.
Yeah.
And he said maybe they will do it, and I said I don't think their priority right now is multiplayer because they're developing this single player game. It seems they're way more single player focused at the moment.
I would say multiplayer is like a really heavy engine thing. Like Space Engineers is my go-to, right? They took like 2 years.
Netcode is a pain in the ass.
2 years to get the multiplayer even close to being stable, and it's still kind of shit. I don't know how Notch did it. I'll be honest with you, I don't understand how Notch did it. He's a genius. Like Minecraft, like just started.
Notch is a genius. That's a very bold
It started
statement.
with multiplayer. That's incredible.
Oh, like before I forget, Wizard Rocket League. So we have like a
we have okay.
We have like a
timestamp. Hang on.
So I said Minecraft was going to be shit after playing it in the very early alpha.
This prediction segment, isn't it? Prediction.
So there's a new Wizard. There's a new like Hogwarts Harry Potter Quidditch game coming out, and I said this is gonna be okay. But I've already forgotten what it's called. I'm gonna have to look it up. Quidditch game.
Wasn't it Broom something?
Broom. Okay. It was on. I saw it on PC Gamer. Maybe I'll be able to find it. I'm stalling.
We need to.
Oh, if Dave, the Apex Legends update just came out. We'll talk about that in a second. But if you want to download the Apex Legends update, that's out now. Season 3 is out now. Well, that search function is fucking useful, isn't it?
That wasn't even what you searched. What?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe it wasn't Broom. I swear you said Broom in like.
Okay, well, I will link a Wizard game at the end, and we'll figure it out. Anyway, Toontown Rewritten is celebrating its 60th anniversary. Our first ever spotlight, or the Inbetween show, as it was called back then, was on Toontown, and this is a ancient game made by Disney that was a fantastic little MMO, little Pokemon kind of combat.
Yeah.
JRPG kind of combat, I would guess. It's like turn-based combat.
Yeah, it's just turn-based.
And it was really good. And they shut down the server, similar to what they did with Club Penguin. But there's now, for 6 years now, there's been Toontown Rewritten, which is private servers for Toontown, and they're hosting Toonfest as well on September 19th. So I guess that's already been now. But they actually make more content for Toontown through Toontown Rewritten. So they take content that was originally going to be released for the game, and then they have people vote on what they want. So you can play as like a rabbit or a dog or something, and then people are like, oh, we want to play as alligators, and then you can play as alligators and that sort of stuff. So they're actually like, the private server is actually adding content that was going to be released and then actually fleshing it out and releasing it, which is cool. Apex Season 3. We got a brand new fucking map, so It looks like it's going to be a fire and ice map, I guess.
Is it a new hero as well?
Oh, I see. I want to go back to the Octane part because someone pointed out he's playing the Gauntlet from TF2.
TF2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's doing the Gauntlet from Titanfall 2. He's playing a racing game, and I think he's also playing TF2. He's also playing Team Fortress 2 and Titanfall 2 at the same time. He's playing all these games at once. And someone also pointed out, I think Mirages, these are all fan art that other people made that they put in the trailer, which is pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Just a little tidbit of information. This is kind of showing more kind of the story of how the groups get selected. Mirage has got figurines of himself. That's kind of his personality. But they show off the new character, Crypto. Crypto, I actually kind of like the look of because they've been kind of going in a camping direction with the game.
Yeah.
And Crypto to me kind of seems like an anti-camping hero. They did release some game. They released like a bunch of gameplay footage as well. There seems to be a new attachment as well. The patch notes are literally live. I could actually tell you the patch notes now because they've literally just gone live. So this is breaking news.
Where's the soundboard when we need it?
Hopefully your friends like Apex Legends. Oh god, it's crashing Reddit, I think. Season 3 here. Season here, level 3. That's like Gibraltar.
Yeah.
Comments moving so fast, nobody will notice I'm trash at the game.
I still don't understand how he's an anti-camping.
Because he has a drone.
Yeah.
That can scan for people, so you can find people that are camping, and then his drone destroys traps. So the big thing that the character's Watson at the moment, she's ridiculously strong at the moment. I was watching an Apex Legends tournament, and every team, there's 20 teams, right? Every team there was 20 Watsons, 20 Rafes, 20 Pathfinders. Everyone had the exact same comp, and everyone was putting down electric traps, and they were sitting in a building. And that was the game, because that's the easiest way to gain. That's the easiest way to rank up in the ranked mode. And I think at one point, me, Dave, and Andy, we were going like Watson Caustic, who was another camping character that just puts gas traps down, and then we were just like camping in.
Isn't this out today?
It's out now.
Yeah,
8 o'clock.
Yeah,
it's when the patch went live.
Like 5 minutes before we started, basically. Wow.
It's so fresh, I can't even load the patch notes because it's breaking Reddit.
Loading.
Thoughts of Disrespect banner for Season 3. Wow.
Did you pay something to that? Or does it,
but this is something I saw on Reddit because they did release gameplay footage. It looks like there's going to be a new attachment for the Scout and the Eva 7, which are some guns I feel needed attachments because they didn't get as much love as the other ones. And this epic attachment or hop-up will allow you to double fire your gun. So with the auto shotgun, you can fire 2 shots in the time it takes to fire 1 with this attachment. So that's really cool.
It's a massive burst damage.
Because I think those 2 guns specifically did need a big push for it. They needed kind of a buff because I think they were really weak guns. I would read you the rest of the patch notes, but I can't because it's destroying Reddit. So I guess we'll have to move on unless I can find someone else talking about the patch notes. Okay, anyway, we'll move on. Also talking about Respawn, who make Apex Legends, they've announced a new Medal of Honor game, Above and Beyond. We said before they were making a VR game, right? So they've now announced this VR game exclusive to the Oculus Rift S.
Okay.
VR coming to headsets in 2020. They've got a little trailer here. We can watch that.
I feel like we're not mature enough for this, but I think we can.
So it seems like it's going to be a World War II VR game. And it's the Rift S, so there's going to be full hand tracking as well.
God. Yeah.
I feel like games like this are perfect.
Yeah.
Like stationary shooting people games. So yeah, that does look pretty good.
I like just looking down to see what you've got.
Finally able to.
We don't need him talking.
We can talk ourselves.
Yeah.
We can talk for everyone, I guess.
But this does actually look legit really cool.
Yeah.
It's also exclusive to the Oculus Rift S, so don't think I'll be playing this anytime soon. It seems like
they might port it for something else, but
yeah. Batman is in Fortnite. Poggers.
I'm not even gonna write it down.
Next one. Twitch has purchased the International Database for Games, IDGB, International Gaming Database. So that it's basically Twitch is now using the International Game Database, so they can more easily find games on Twitch, so you can select which game you're streaming and stuff. And also, Logitech has purchased Streamlabs for $89 million. If you don't know, Logitech makes webcams, mice, headsets, keyboards. They're like one of the biggest tech guys for peripherals and streaming peripherals and stuff. And Streamlabs is the one of the two biggest donation services for English streams.
Didn't Logitech buy Yeti as well? So they make Yetis.
Logitech purchased Blue, which is who make the Blue Yeti.
Yeah.
I think the Logitech G Pro, I think it might be called. Basically, the newest gaming headset for Logitech has a built-in Blue Yeti, which is the microphone we use for the podcast. So it's very good quality. The mic, I heard very good things about the quality of the new Logitech gaming headset. So
this is what I'm thinking of. I think it wasn't as impressive as it could be, but it's still pretty good. Yeah.
But it seems what I'm thinking about this acquisition is. Oh, go on.
I remember the problem.
Yeah.
The microphone itself is good, but getting the data to your PC is really hard.
Oh.
So if you don't have the correct way to get it, it still sounds shit.
What are you saying? Like you need a sound card or something?
No, it's just like the cable. Like it can't transfer the data, the bit rate, and like the
over
speed.
USB.
Yeah, it can't do it. All wireless. So if you do that, it's shit.
Because I think
so you have to plug it in directly using like an actual like amp and thing to get the actual good quality out. I think.
Because I had the Logitech Artemis Pro.
Yeah.
Got it over here. I can show you. Which is a couple years back now, probably like 2016 maybe. I should go full cam for this.
Full cam streamer. You rate Logitech stuff quite highly.
I really like my
this is Logitech, right?
The Logitech G305 is probably the best mouse I've ever used. Yeah. It's really good.
I'm looking to buy £100 Logitech mouse.
This is a wireless Logitech mouse. Really good. Probably it was about £30, and it's probably the best gaming wireless mouse I've ever used. Really good. But this is the headset I use. I've had it for years now, so it's a little bit broken. But yeah, Logitech.
Wait, how's it broken?
The microphone doesn't work on it.
Oh.
And
okay.
Sometimes I have to like force the the firmware to update. Because sometimes it crashes. So.
Okay.
But yeah, I do rate them highly. And I have a Corsair keyboard and then a Corsair mouse mat. I used to have a Corsair mouse as well.
Yeah.
So my setup used to be all Corsair stuff, but now there's randomly like I have no brand loyalty though. I think brand loyalty is really dumb. I just buy the best stuff. So anyway. Valve has done an update. If you have any Half-Life game installed and you're like, why the fuck am I getting a 20 megabyte update for Half-Life 2 like 6 years later or something? NPCs in Half-Life 2 couldn't blink. It was a bug.
Not a feature?
No, so they were like, oh shit, we fixed this like 6 years later.
6, right?
No, it's 2014 when the bug was introduced. So they've been unable to blink for like 5 years.
No one knows.
Yeah. But they finally fixed that. So I thought that was pretty funny.
Thank God.
Valve has now shipped through Steam Labs, the experimental Steam store stuff.
The minimum play
you can now filter reviews based on how much time the person has played the game for. So if you're someone who's like, this is a really long, expansive game, let's say like, what's it? Stellaris, right?
Yeah.
And you say, I don't want to see reviews from somebody who's played 1 hour, right?
Yeah,
Because I don't.
Even 100 hours isn't enough for those types of games. Like I don't care about that.
So you could say, I only want to see someone who's put in 40 hours or something like that, and then you could like actually get in-depth analysis. You can also set it to be below a certain amount of hours as well. If you
got like a range for some reason. No one who's like played this for too long.
If anyone's played this for over 100 hours, I don't care about their opinion.
No. To be fair, I can kind of see that. Like some veterans will have different complaints to like what you might have.
Steam has optimized their phone app for Steam Play. If you don't know, there's like 3 separate Steam apps now.
Yeah.
There's the Steam app, the general Steam app for like.
Well, it's got your friends
Steam
list, it's got the store and the wish list.
There's a specific
and
Steam app.
Guard, yes.
There's a specific Steam app just for chat. And now there's the Steam Link app, which is now the Steam Remote Play app, I think. So now you can stream games to your phone. If you download the Steam Remote Play app, you can stream from your computer to your phone, and they've now added brand new options for controls.
Wasn't I supposed to test that at some point?
I think I can test it now as well. So they've given you a bunch of different ways to control your games. You can have on-screen buttons. You can have touch buttons. You can change how the buttons are laid out, how you want them, and
that's pretty cool.
They've optimized a lot of the games, and you can now sort your Steam library by games that are optimized to be used with remote play. So games like Stardew Valley are like a prime example of a game. You know, you expect to see this on like a Switch or something, which is like a mobile device. So you can now play this on your phone. There was a recent law dispute in France that Valve must allow French Steam users to resell their games.
Yeah.
Because based on French consumer law, when you buy a game on Steam, you own it. You're not renting a license.
Yeah.
So you should be able to resell it.
So this whole thing is like a super grey area. Because no lawmaker wants to bother with this. So what Valve has been doing, like since the beginning, has gone right. It's a license. You don't actually own it. So like, if we shut down your account, you don't get anything.
So when you buy a game on Steam,
massive issue with this is there's no depreciation online. The code is always perfect.
Yeah. So you're saying with digital goods, there's no natural depreciation because say you buy a chair, right? In 5 years, that chair is going to be busted. It's going to be broken.
Well, even if it isn't, it might be.
Yeah,
it's the thing. Like it has physical damage. Things have been done. Code is like perfectly preserved, and even if it's broken, you just re-download the correct version from a server.
Basically, if you had the ability to resell your games
at any point after playing it for any amount of time,
that would mean that
everyone's fucked.
Would destroy the economy for developers.
Yeah.
Because there would be no reason to buy a brand new game license over buying somebody else's used one, because there would be literally no difference.
In theory, I completely agree with France. You do own your games, but I just think it's not the same beast as owning a physical thing to owning something software-based.
I think we need a compromise.
Yeah, I do agree, however, with something they really... It's like, if you have a Steam Wallet funds and you close your account, Valve has to give you that money. Right. I agree with that.
But I think I talked about this before, where somebody died. They wanted to leave their Steam account in their will and give it to someone else, and Steam refused to transfer the account to somebody else. So other than literally writing your password and username now and giving it to someone else, you literally don't own the games in your Steam account. You couldn't transfer your account to somebody else through through your will, because you don't own the games.
I don't know what the compromise for this is, because it's really complicated, and I can understand why lawmakers don't want to deal with this, but at some point we're going to have to think about this and go, it doesn't depreciate it, you're screwing over the people who make this content if you try and do this. As great as it is to be able to resell your games, do you need to be able to why can't... Why stop at games? Why can't I resell my operating system? It's so confusing, games are easy because it's similar. Then something like an operating system is technically the same thing, really, as a game. In terms of you run it, you own it, you can then get rid of it. What the hell do you do there?
I think this is more
a compromise is needed
to go towards a free market.
Some sort of, it doesn't. You can't just copy the real world in every instance for non-physical goods.
In response to this, Valve changed the way loot boxes worked in France, similar to how they did in, I think it was Denmark.
I think Denmark and Belgium and there was another place as well.
So they now make it so there's now an X-ray scanner for users in France, and the way they circumvent the law basically of loot box gambling is now you use the X-ray scanner on a crate. It shows you what's inside the crate. You then get the item, and then you purchase. You're purchasing the item instead of gambling on opening the crate.
Right.
But then you can't. Once you use the X-ray scanner, you can't open another crate until you've opened that one. So basically, it's essentially the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But they made it in a way so that you're not technically gambling on the boxes.
I still don't like that. I feel like it's sort of a loophole.
Yeah.
I still think that should be cracked down upon if the country disagrees with gambling.
I was reading Reddit about this, and somebody said when it comes to the law in the US compared to the law in Europe, the law in the US, you can do stuff like, I'm going to change this so it appeals to the law to a T, but in Europe the law is more the spirit of the law.
Yeah.
And they said about example of Apple made anti-Samsung adverts, and they put them in certain places, and then the European court ruled that they had to put friendly Samsung adverts in the place.
Oh right, okay.
For the damage they did to the brand.
Yeah.
So they put a tiny advert in the smallest newspaper in the area to like circumvent the law, and then the French court, I don't know if it was a French court, it was a court, they went, that's not in the spirit of the law, you're trying to circumvent, trying to get away with it. So they gave him an even harder punishment.
Yeah, to be fair, all laws have this sort of like spirit thing, like how do you interpret this? But yeah, I think European is more so than American.
Although technically,
but American is more lax.
Although technically, this is complying with the
the French
laws.
Someone can still look at it and go, not really.
This is not complying with the spirit of the law.
It might be what it says it's done, but it might be but you missing like that's not interpreted properly.
I don't remember what word I'm looking for. I'll have to think about that. Moving on next. Auto Chess is coming to PS4, Switch in 2020. I think it's now available in Epic Games Store and it's free to play. I don't really know. I haven't really played any Auto Chess games in a while. I was playing the TFT, the League of Legends one, but I stopped playing it because they kept doing an update every week.
Did you also stream it?
Yeah, I don't think it's as popular as it was. I think the hype died down. The same thing happened with like Classic WoW. I don't think that's
I actually completely forgot about that.
Mm. There was a lot of hype. People got bored. They moved on to something else. So I think Matt will probably play this when he comes back from Africa. He's building a hospital at the moment in Africa. Yep.
What is it? Probably shouldn't I say this on stream, but I was like, I don't understand what he does.
No one does.
Like as a job in his life or anything.
We got a Raft update. They're making a new Balboa Island. This is going to be more of the story. There's more clues about where to go with the Raft, what's going on with the story. And they're also adding bears and bees. And we'll be talking about bees later as well, because there's another survival game that's adding bees.
I think last year was like the year of... what was it? Something... I can't remember what it was. And the year before that was the year of just adding like heat mechanics. Right. For some reason. And then this year it's bees. Bees this year.
So you're going to have honeybees, you're going to have honey, you're going to have bees. Cool. Lots of people complain because the only way to turn your boat was by adding by actually physically rowing with it. And once you got to the late game, this was really tedious. So they're actually adding a rudder system, an engine system, and a fuel system which you can connect up with pipes as well. So that's going to be
put
really
a lot of effort into to sort this out.
Also,
add new mechanics.
Also, we had llamas on our boats as well because you can farm them for fur to build things.
Right.
They're now going to be different sized ones. There's going to be smaller ones,
female and male ones and baby ones.
Smaller, bigger ones. So that's cool.
That's cool.
So I'll be excited to try this out. Raft's a really cool co-op game, and if you haven't checked it out, you should play it as well. And also, it has a seasickness mode, a motion sickness mode.
Yeah.
So when you're on the raft, you're bobbing up and down, and if you have motion sickness or 3D motion sickness, that can really trigger it. I know I was getting kind of sick playing it, but they have an option where it will stop the waves from moving, and it'll just be flat water, like completely still, which is an option Sea of Thieves didn't have, and I was pretty motion sick playing that.
I was thinking about the Sea of Thieves motion sickness, and they could technically. This would technically make it performance worse, but you could technically decouple like the visuals to the actual sea bobbing to technically smooth it out. But I'm not sure you could do that with a multiplayer thing. So
I don't know. Yeah. Clone Hero is officially adding drum support by the end of the year. If you don't know, Clone Hero is basically a open, I think it's open source Guitar Hero game. So basically, they're building their own third party thing software where you can plug in, rock band, that sort of stuff, controls into your computer.
You can rock out,
and you can play, and then fans can make their own songs through the software. But they're officially going to add drum support. Like, I think I had a Rock Band drum like ages ago, but I think we gave it away or sold it or something because I never played Rock Band. I have no rhythm. That's my problem.
Yeah,
I'm really bad at rhythm.
I think you have better rhythm than me though. I'm terrible. Speaking
of Apple Arcade, fuck Apple Arcade, but Google Play Pass is coming out. If you don't know, Apple Arcade came out last week, and we talked about them, and then they blocked our video in every single country in the world. So fuck you, Apple.
Yeah, we're now on the fuck Apple bandwagon, I guess.
But Google Play is now releasing their own similar service, so it will be £5 a month, and you'll get ad-free, unlimited access to all these different games. One of the big ones I saw was Terraria, was a big game. I'm kind of scared to show the trailer in case they copyright strike us.
Wait, who would copy strike us?
Google, maybe? I don't know. They've got Reigns, Game of Thrones. Reigns is an awesome game.
Yeah.
They've got stuff like Limbo.
They've got Sorcery. Which is one of my personal, like...
So it's £5 a month for mobile games, and they're doing a special offer where you can start a 10-day free trial if you have an Android device. And then if you pay for the first year, it's only £2 a month. Or $2 a month. Sorry, this is in dollars. So it's $5 a month usually, and then it's $2 a month for a year if you use their special deal. So that's a pretty good offer, I would say. Yeah. How much is that in pounds? Let me get my conversion rates up. $5 in pounds. £4. Jeez, the pound is fucking terrible. It's value right now, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll convert. So it's £4 a month. But if you do their special deal, it's £1.50 a month.
What's that times 12? What's the actual? What do you have to pay to be able to get that?
It's £1.63 per month times 12.
Yeah.
20 quid for a year. So that's Origin Access.
Yeah, that's Origin Access. That's pretty good.
So if you wanted to pay Origin Access money to play,
I feel like
a bunch of mobile games on your phone.
Origin Access is a little bit better quality just because like it's on the PC. If you got one.
But that is only for the first year, and then it goes. The price goes up to £4 a month, which annually would be.
Must be double, right?
48 quid a year.
That's not worth it. Stick with your Origin Access.
We got an update based from The Last of Us Part 2. Initially, they said that they were thinking about adding a multiplayer mode to The Last of Us Part 2. Basically, said they're going to be focusing on the single-player aspect of The Last of Us Part 2 because that's the most important part to them, and they might try the multiplayer on another game. Magic the Gathering is officially launched. I've talked about this in the past. I'm a big Magic the Gathering fan. But it's officially out of beta now. It's officially now out and free to play. They did a big expansion. They did the Shrek trailer, is what I would describe it as, where it looked like a trailer for a Shrek film where they had these like magical gingerbread creatures.
Definitely inspired by Shrek.
And I've actually seen I haven't played it, but I've seen a little bit of gameplay for the new set of Magic cards, and it seems to be based around food, which makes sense for the trailer they put out.
Right?
Because there's a lot of food mechanics now.
What?
Well, there's like plain... So, Rekfall, who's a streamer, he was sponsored to play Magic the Gathering, so I was watching him play it, and he'd never played Magic before, so that was interesting and very and like backseat gaming annoying at the same time because he, lots of misplays. But you have there's planeswalkers that give you get +2 and it gives you food, and then you can eat the food to gain health.
Oh, okay, I see.
Sort of stuff. So
there's
like
a
there's
token that you can only
there's like lots of like food mechanics, and then there's like
consume it.
There's like gingerbread soldiers that want to kill people, and there's lots of like
and
magical
I assume there's like
food stuff.
Activate ability if you eat 2 food or something.
And they also got fucking Carl Weathers, I think, to do their new advert. I think the original one they had Danny Trejo.
Oh my god, okay.
But now they've got Carl Weathers to show off the new Magic the Gathering expansion and opening out into free to play. Next, GoldenEye 25. This looks fucking awesome. So we've actually done a spotlight in the past of GoldenEye Source, which was a made in the Source engine. It's a multiplayer version of GoldenEye from the Nintendo 64, and it looks really, really cool. And we showed it off, but it didn't have single player, and lots of people really loved the single player of GoldenEye. So they're making a new project called GoldenEye 25, and the project is being led by one of the ex-developers of GoldenEye Source, who worked on the project and built some of the most film-accurate and visually impressive maps in the development of that game. So he's someone who's spent a lot of time developing maps for the multiplayer game, and they're now building this new game in I think it's Unreal Engine 4 is the base that they're using for this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. It's one of those games I'm really interested in playing, but obviously never did.
Let me just check for you what engine it's in. Yeah. Unreal Engine 4 is the engine they're using.
UE4.
Actually, I was looking this up yesterday. Gary Newman, the guy who makes Gary's Mod, is actually working on an engine called Sandbox, where they're taking a powerful engine like Unreal Engine 4. He said initially the plan was to do it in Source 2, but who knows when Source 2 is fucking coming out, or developers are going to get the SDK for Source 2. I think Source 2 is running on Dota 2 and Counter-Strike Go, kind of, but the SDK for the engine is not out there, basically. But he was working on Sandbox, and the idea was you take a base like Unreal Engine 4, you then layer C# on it, and then you would be able to develop a game without having to touch C++ at all, and keep it running in the background without having to constantly compile it and decompile it, which is really cool.
It's kind of more like a game engine add-on to make it like a new.
Well, it's kind of like Gary's Mod, I would say.
Yeah. That's what he's good at doing. So, that's what they're. It
seems like he goes off. He makes a game like Gary's Mod, and he goes, "All right, I'm bored. I'm going to do something else." And then he'll make Rust.
He seems to
that'll be massively successful.
He seems to make enough money just like stay afloat for like a while, and then like comes back, makes more money, then goes away. Kind of weird.
But yeah, GoldenEye 25 looks really cool. I'm expecting a DMCA any minute now if this gets too popular, probably. So it's early development still, this project, so don't be expecting it to come out for probably another 3 years or something like that. Call of Duty Modern Warfare, which I actually played like a week ago or something. They had the beta on the PC for a couple of days. There is now a PS4 exclusive mode, and there's no split screen coming for the PC version. So PS4's got an exclusive survival mode for their game.
So instead of having the whole game like 3 days early or something, they're just going to have a whole...
They're going to have like a whole mode for a year, and I think people...
That's the crazy part. It's for a year.
Yeah, until October 1st, 2020, there's going to be a survival mode for the game that is exclusive to PS4.
In a year. Why?
I guess I'll talk about playing the game on the beta. They showed off their brand new game mode. I think it was called Ground War, which was really weird to see because if you know, Call of Duty is all about like team deathmatch, search and destroy. It's all about getting kill streaks, and then you call over a jet, and then that blows shit up. But Ground War is Call of Duty 32, I think, and there's vehicles that you just spawn in.
What?
So it's more like Battlefield. They've got this game mode that's more like Battlefield, and that was really strange to play in a Call of Duty game. But it was kind of interesting. It ran terribly because I don't think they were ever expecting to have that many people in one game with vehicles and stuff.
Why does that have to be the maximum then?
They just wanted to show off like a big Call of Duty map with lots of vehicles and get people hyped for the game, I guess.
They should have probably done a bot stress test to see how bad that would have been and find the maximum and then set that. But sure, okay.
But playing the game, I did quite enjoy playing Call of Duty again, but I felt like after a couple of days I was like, yep, it's another Call of Duty game. If you like Call of Duty, you can buy Call of Duty.
You already own Call of Duty though.
I must warn you, the base version of the game is £50. So if you want to, purchase a game that's probably going to be outdated within like a year, and they'll want to be like, oh, we're going to release another one. If you want to invest money into it, basically you can. But
fuck Activision though.
Yep. Move on. Tencent to become the biggest shareholder in Funcom. So they are now our Chinese overlords. Tencent have now invested into the Norwegian company. They are mainly known for stuff like Conan Exiles, which is like a
Rust game,
rusty MMO kind of game. I've heard it's actually pretty good.
It's actually almost exactly like Rust, how it plays out, but it's more technology based.
Right. Also, Secret World Legends. Which I believe is that MMO where you had to choose between like
it's all the conspiracy theories in one game.
It was like a game where
you solve puzzles and things.
You could join like conspiracy theory people, right? It was like, what was it? The Illuminati was one of the factions, I think.
Yeah.
That was I heard really bad, like mixed and bad things about that game, but
it's still going.
They also made another Conan game that was like a RTS tower defense sort of thing.
Yeah, this wasn't that good, I don't think.
Okay,
some people seem to like it.
It's the Chinese overlords Tencent are investing in another company because they have billions and billions of dong.
I do kind of like the logo there. It's kind of
I like the Funcom logo.
I like the double-sided like dark and white.
Forever Entertainment is going to be remaking the first two The House of the Dead games, which is really cool to hear. Love playing those games at arcades, so that's going to be really cool to play them.
Yeah, I never played them.
Again, you never gone to an arcade and played one of those games?
I don't
where
like.
You like point the gun at the screen and.
I don't like people.
You don't like people. They had it at the cinema near me, so that's where I played it.
Yeah, I think I saw people playing it, but they never actually bothered going in.
Okay, you want to talk about Cube World?
Yeah,
Cube World fully released on Steam. If you don't know, I think it's been in development. It went
forever.
It went out of development for about 6 years.
Yeah, then it came back,
and basically it released on Steam. I think the date. What's the date today? It's the first, so it's like 2 days ago or yesterday.
No, it was yesterday.
Yesterday. And people
on Monday.
The people who had the alpha for Cube World, who were like the backers for the original game, they got early access of a week because the guy, he was slowly posting updates on Twitter while the game's development was down and what he was planning to do with the game. He then released this big patch for the game, and people really didn't like it. It's got a lot of really negative reviews. There's even been critical threads on the Steam forums being deleted.
Hang on.
There's been some censorship.
Somebody already owns this game.
Martin already owns this game. Okay. I have to ask Martin.
Yeah, what? Is he a backer?
So, I think one of the things they did was they removed the leveling system.
Yeah, that was
and they replaced it with item-based progression. They also region-locked the whole game, so you couldn't go somewhere until you've got to like a certain point.
So just adding more grind to make
and
it
then
a
like
game.
the like if you wanted to move around, like gliders were locked to certain regions and stuff like that. Also, the upgrades were through like relics, I believe, which gave you like tiny little upgrades. Like you could have an increased torch length to see further, or you could move slightly faster on a glider, which just made the game really grindy and unfun from what I've heard.
Yeah.
But it seems like basically this just seems like a worse version of Portal Knights, which came out after it. But it seems like Portal Knights took the idea of this and actually just made it better.
Yeah, because Portal Knights has these leveling mechanics and... Yeah, because like, this is all just kind of just like 3D Terraria, to be honest. Like it's the premise, obviously not executed in the same way at all, like completely different games, but When Cube World was first announced, it made sense, but Fortnite just looks like a better version of Cube World now. Just get 9 out of 10 on Steam.
So I've had Fortnite for about a week or so now, and I've got about 35 hours into the game, and I think I'm kind of near the end of the game, so that probably shows you how much time you can put into this game.
Yeah.
It's currently on the Humble Bundle, so if you're interested in playing this, check out the Humble Builder Bundle, and you can get Portal Knights for about £3. You will have to convert it to dollars because they only work. The bundle price only works on dollars. But I would highly recommend playing this. I've been playing this for the past week or so, and I've had a lot of fun with it. I think it's an underrated game, and I would definitely check it out.
Is it underrated? It had a lot of reviews.
I'd never heard about it until I literally saw it on the bundle.
No, I heard about it before, but never looked into it.
Well, I looked, like, when I was looking into it, I said it was on your and Michael's wish list, and I said, do you want to get this? Because it's on your wish list.
You sent me first, and I also told Michael about it, and then we both got it.
Okay.
I guess similar thing with Andy, because he wasn't going to get it, then you told him to get it.
But anyway, so it's kind of a combination of Terraria and Minecraft. So it's a 3D world building game. Oh god, why does it always the sound always turns back on?
I don't. It's a new bug. It's a feature.
That's like one of the first bosses you kill. That's the worm, which I was farming today because it gives you tons of XP and gold. The main progression through the game is there's these like mini bosses that go through the world as well. There's a leveling system, so you level up and you increase your stats. So I was a ranger, so my stats that I want to upgrade are agility, which makes you move faster, and then dexterity, which gives me more range damage, or Dave's playing a knight, so he wants strength and that sort of stuff. And then you have like a talent tree as well when you get certain thresholds, like level 5, 10, 15,
what was Andy
like
playing as?
A wizard, a mage.
Okay.
Yeah. Him and Michael were both mages and wizards. We were trying to fight this guy, I think, the other day, and he was like one-shotting us with his laser beam.
He's like the end boss.
He's one of he's on the moon, and the moon is like one of the later realms that you go to in the portals.
It is. If you like the idea of Cube World, buy Portal Knights.
That's what I would say. The game's actually legit. I didn't know anything about it. I kind of bought it on a whim, and I said, actually, this game's really good. The portal system kind of more reminds me. Lots of people say it's like Minecraft and Diablo, Minecraft and Terraria, but it kind of reminds me of Diablo in a lot of way it functions, because you go through a level, you clear it, you get XP and loot, and then you open another portal, and then you go through and clear another level, and then you get loot.
It's like having a home world from Terraria, but then portaling into Diablo.
It does have a lot of like ARPG elements as well. So yeah, I've had tons of fun. I really wish I recorded some footage of me playing it because I want to show off how fun it is. I'll have to take some photos of my house when I'm finished building it and show it to you.
Okay.
Because that's really cool as well.
Did you really purchase it that long ago?
When?
I thought it claimed 17th.
I didn't play it straight away.
Oh, okay.
I got it on the bundle and I said, do you want to play this? And then I think maybe a couple weeks later...
Right.
I then started playing it because that's when I can convince people to install it. Because Andy initially, on the bundle, he bought the ATP version, which was just for Tricky Towers, which is another game on the bundle that's pretty cool. I haven't played it yet. But Tricky Towers is basically Tetris PvP.
Oh, it's that one.
But you can also use magical powers, so you can make it so that your opponent has to somehow manage to put a giant piece into their one. So it's kind of more interesting than just regular Tetris. Initially we got this so we could, because we're always looking for multiplayer games we can play together, right?
That's always the goal, yeah.
But I said to Andy, buy the bundle again because I want to play Portal Knights. This looks really good.
So he owns 2 versions of it.
So far on the tally chart, I've said Portal Knights looks good, and I was right about it. Portal Knights is a good game.
10 out of 10.
Based on me giving it a chance on a whim. Anyway. We got a lawsuit. Bobby Prince, music composer for Wolfenstein 3D, Doom, Duke Nukem and others, has filed a lawsuit against Gearbox Software. This is your weekly fuck Randy Pitchford news.
Yeah, Gearbox doesn't have any good news ever, apparently.
How many lawsuits against Randy Pitchford is there now?
At
Everyone
least 5.
seems to be suing Randy Pitchford.
There's at least 5 because Sega did it. The people who played Alien, whatever it's called, did it.
What the fuck? Oh, it's Steam. It's Steam. Okay.
There's the more recent one, and then there was the assault one, and then there's this one. So I think there's 5.
Okay. EA launches a surprise cloud gaming trial with 4 games. So EA is actually going to get into the world of cloud game streaming. Anyone with an EA Origin account can sign up, potentially gain access to a test of EA's in-progress cloud gaming service. The trial will run for 2 weeks and play 4 games: FIFA 19, Titanfall 2, Need for Speed Rivals, and Unravel. So I was reading some comments on this, and some people were saying like Titanfall 2 is a really good game to have on there for testing because it's such a quick Twitch reaction FPS game.
Yeah.
So you're definitely going to be able to notice the difference between a bad streaming service and a good streaming service based on how responsive a game like Titanfall 2 is. So that's kind of interesting to see. It seems people are taking cloud gaming streaming way more seriously now, based on people like Stadia getting into
I'm
it.
still not convinced because with the same problems that have always existed still haven't been solved. So
because
and I'm not sure about the business model being like approachable for enough
talk about
people.
this now as well. PlayStation Now subscription is now starting at £10 a month, but they're now adding bigger games. So like you'll now be able to play GTA 5, God of War, and more big blockbuster games. So you'll be able to stream and download bigger games.
So it's more than Netflix for gaming.
Yeah, Netflix for gaming.
But
we have
only
20
PlayStation games.
And somehow Uplay is charging 20 quid a month for their shit, and it's terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel so, but okay. I've heard really good things about Destiny 2 now that the expansions come out.
I haven't.
But it's launching today on the same day that Apex Legends Season 3 comes out. And I know every single Twitch streamer on the platform is being sponsored to play Apex Legends. So no one is going to be playing Destiny 2 today on their launch day for their new expansion, and that feels really bad for those guys because I do like Bungie and I think they have made a lot of cool games in the past. And
I don't think Destiny 2 is that game though.
Well, maybe not for you. I mean, it's not Anthem. It's not Anthem.
It's better than Anthem.
Destiny 2, the Destiny franchise is the second most profitable franchise in US history behind Call of Duty.
Yeah, I don't understand that one. I guess so many people like Bungie, they're hyped for it, but to me, I just no, not for me.
I think they make lots of money through microtransactions. I think that's what.
That's my problem with it.
And also, apparently, in 5 years, Bungie will make another non-Destiny game. So we will be getting another game from Bungie in the next 5 years. So that's cool. Let's talk about Nintendo. Nintendo has filed a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against a ROM website. And usually I would say, fuck Nintendo on this.
But...
No. This ROM website was charging memberships to download ROMs. Yeah. So they, instead of being about game preservation, they were more trying to do it to make a quick buck off people wanting to play Nintendo ROMs. So I can kind of see... I kind of agree with Nintendo on this one.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think if people are trying to monetize your product...
That's different than just trying to make
That's different to video game history and trying to preserve video games.
Especially if they don't sell it themselves.
Anyway, another lawsuit. I might have not put the link in. Hang on. So this is a different Nintendo news, but Nintendo has won a lawsuit against a Switch jailbreak site. So this is slightly different. So now, this is in the UK. The judge has sided with Nintendo and blacklisting a handful of sites advertising circumvention devices and software. So now I think a bunch of the 5 main ISPs in the UK now have to block SX Pro hardware and software to jailbreak the Switch. This is kind of different. Whereas selling a membership to a ROM website that's trying to profit off Nintendo's IP, but I think this is on the level of like being able to jailbreak your phone and take control of the software that's on it.
I find it weird that they're allowed to do this. Considering in America at the moment, like Apple, you have to be able to put other programs on other than ones that go through Apple. So they're currently in that sort of lawsuit. So I find it weird that went through. But I guess UK has a history of not caring about consumers or monopoly until it's too late.
At some point, my brother, he homebrewed my Wii, which is adding like third-party software onto it.
I personally think that should be perfectly allowed because you own the hardware.
Yeah.
You may not technically own the software and its licensed, but that doesn't matter because you're overriding that with new software. Yeah. It should be completely allowed. I don't understand the problem with this whatsoever. If you're using it then to circumnavigate other services that Nintendo provide, I could understand. But I don't agree with this. I'll be honest with you.
Move on to our big news for the week and then wrap it up.
Big news.
Minecraft Con was on this weekend. Minecon. Yep. So we'll go through some of the less exciting stuff, and then we'll go through the big exciting stuff.
The least exciting stuff is bees.
Minecraft Earth is now. No, I love bees.
I don't give a shit.
Minecraft Earth is now in October. I think it's like the end of October, maybe, but sometime in October, Minecraft Earth is going to come out in early access for everyone to play.
It's Pokemon Go, but Minecraft.
Yep.
But more interesting, oddly.
Yeah.
Do you actually build in it?
The thing is, I don't leave my house, but I might try and download this and build some Minecraft with my phone if I can.
It's also raining at the moment, like all the time. So
well, that's England for you.
They shouldn't have released it in October.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
it should have been a summer thing.
In summer, like that just seems silly.
October's a terrible time.
They can release it around Minecon. Is probably why they did it.
That's fine, but they should have moved Minecon at that point.
We got a brand new cinematic trailer for Minecraft Dungeons.
I still don't care.
I'm actually kind of sleeper hype for Minecraft Dungeons.
Sleeper hype?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
That means I'm low.
What is that?
Low-key excited for Minecraft Dungeons. I think a Minecraft ARPG game that you can play with your friends is pretty cool, especially since it's Microsoft, so it means you can play it on the Xbox Game Pass for PC, which is a really good deal.
So you're going to play this then?
Oh, yeah. If I get the Xbox Game Pass for the PC again, I'll definitely check this out.
I don't think I care. I'll be honest with you. I'm better off playing the Spore ARPG.
Okay. Redstone news, new block, target block. So you can now
work in progress textures.
So you can now shoot this block to emit a redstone signal. And the
strength is based on how close you are to the center as well, which is pretty cool. People have wanted this for a while. So
what I said is, what I immediately said was, you can now build Rube Goldberg machines where you have like a massive track, and at the end it just shoots a target and it sets off like a firework.
I think people want this for map makers, or map makers want this for their maps, so you could like test the player.
Speaking of map makers, we've got the new honey block, and when you're standing on a honey block, you can only jump half as high.
I just want to clarify: all these things we're currently talking about is for 1.15. The next update. We'll get to 1.16.
Yep.
At some point?
Sure.
I think pretty quickly, actually.
There was also
because we
honey blocks and bees. So this is like parkour fans will want to not stand this because it reduces your jump height. This is more for map building for parkour maps.
They had some interesting piston features though. They seem to stick to each other and move some blocks, but not stone blocks, which was interesting. So we have to see more like how this is going to work.
The editor stick used to edit things in game, like for example, rotating an already placed signed.
It's a great debug tool.
Realms Plus. What was Realms Plus? I haven't looked at the.
Well, it's
you gain a 10-player realm for your friends, but you also receive more than 50 pieces of content from the Minecraft Marketplace at no extra cost. Oh, okay. It's for people who don't have the Java edition. Because they also made this character creator, which you spend Minecraft coins on, which is like their microtransaction stuff.
Apparently it's pretty buggy at the moment.
Okay.
So be careful. New capes.
But the big update... The Nether update.
Okay, there's two things. I don't know if you've gone through, but so in Minecon they announced that in the 1.16 you can scroll down to the Nether bit.
Okay,
that's fine. So they showed Nether stuff and we voted. I didn't, but other people voted.
They said there was going to be a vote in Minecon for 3 biomes.
Yeah, which was mountains, swamps, and Badlands.
Yeah.
And Mountains won.
I wanted Swamps to win so badly.
But Mountains is the shittest one out of
Mountains
those
is
three.
really shit, but I want...
Badlands actually works, Swamps actually work, Mountains are shit.
One thing about Swamps is they don't have unique wood. And I think they should.
Yeah, the swamp trees should be growable. Like, that'd be kind of cool.
But people were saying we're going to get unique wood from the Nether update because of the new forest they're adding.
Yeah, they're more mushrooms than woods, but I guess they are, like, new trees.
So we'll talk about, there's a new mob. We'll talk about the piglins. So the piglins are unzombified pigmen. They're renaming pigmen to zombified piglins. They attack you unless you're wearing gold, because they like gold. So there's actually a new use for gold in Minecraft. You can now trade with the piglins in the Nether.
Yeah, it's a pseudo.
If you're wearing gold,
it's a pseudo trade. You chuck gold at them, and they give you items back.
Right, that's how it works. So it's kind of like villagers and emeralds, but without a GUI.
They're more primitive, is the idea.
Without a UI, yeah.
And also, so they're not hostile to you once you're wearing gold armor, but if you then try and loot their chest, they become hostile to you again. And
I believe piglins are also hostile towards the other new mob, piglin beasts.
They're also hostile to like all the other stuff in the Nether as well, so they're attacking wither skeletons.
Yeah.
Yeah, these guys are really cool. They haven't named them properly yet, but some people call them warthogs, like Nether warthogs.
Yeah, Nether warthogs. Nether warthogs.
Yeah.
Or
just warthogs, like spelled warts instead of the normal warthog.
Hogs of War.
Yeah.
Hogs of Warts.
I wanted it to be called warthogs. That'd be really cool. Make their textures a little bit more redder, maybe. But I really like the shape.
I think the way they look is really cool. Like,
I love how they move as well. You can't really see it in this image at all, obviously, but they are these bulky things.
You can check out some videos on this.
You kind of see that almost like the player height. Almost, they're actually pretty big.
But they showed off piglins like attacking piglin beasts, and then we'll talk about the new biomes, which are really cool. Soul Sand Valleys will be added, so just valleys full of sandstone and.
There's some other weird things in here as well, but what was really interesting is that
blue fire.
Apparently, this isn't Nether based. Any soul sand you put on fire will now be blue.
Yep, which is
soul
really
fire.
Cool.
I guess, which kind of cool. I like that. That's a really cool idea.
Then we have Nether Wart Forest Red.
Yep, I'm for the blue one.
I
like the blue one.
Nether Wart Forest Blue.
So also interesting.
So we will be getting new wood, I assume, from these trees.
Yeah, there seems to be some sort of nether grass as well growing on the Nether itself. So that's interesting.
This is stuff like we haven't seen stuff growing in the Nether other than like Nether walls.
They've also in one of the screenshots I think we went past, they showed like a bone block. Like this was like this block. There's like bone.
I wasn't sure about that. What's that?
It's bones.
It's bones.
It's like a skeleton. I think that's really cool.
What is this stuff? Is this water or what?
I have no idea.
Because I'm still not sure about this.
It might just be the fog. It might be a chasm that's just a fog.
Have they announced when the snapshot will be coming out? Because that's something I'd be interested in.
I don't know, but they said 1.15 I think will coming out this year. So I'm assuming next year.
Right.
Like March-ish.
It's in the announcement. Minecraft. Because when does 1.15 come out?
Yeah, I think it's this year. At the end of it, it'll be released maybe.
In late 2019, so
yeah,
sometime around it. Okay, well.
And then the 1.16 is the Nether and Mountain update, so.
So we'll just.
Oh, they might be adding goats as well as the mountains. I kind of like the idea of. And more snowy snow.
Cool.
So the north can be more snowy.
I'll read our Peter Molydeux tweet for the week and then we'll end the podcast. Like you, I was initially excited about the prospect of a baby voice coming out of a controller in Death Stranding, but since then I've discovered this only happens while you're playing the game, which feels like a lost opportunity. Thanks for that tweet. Yeah, did you hear that? I saw a bunch of Death Stranding news and all of it was just useless shit, and every time I hear more about Death Stranding, the less interested I am in Death Stranding.
Really?
Like, the more and more I feel like Kojima's kind of like a Peter Molyneux character, rather than just like some mad genius who's gonna magically release this amazing game.
I'm still interested in it, but yeah, there's some.
I'm starting to feel like Death Stranding might be a Goddess Wars.
I will say this though.
I feel like it's over. It might be the new No Man's Sky.
That's fine.
It's promising too much.
I will say this: Kojima only ever shows the start of games normally, before it comes out. So, because that's what they did with Melt. It's called Phantom Pain. That was it.
Phantom Pain.
5 Phantom Pain, but they only showed the trailers. Pretty much only showed the start,
Right.
which I find really interesting.
So that's the end of the podcast. You can check us out and everything in between podcast on YouTube, twitch.tv/Scorn if you want to watch live, and at Scorn2000 on Twitter if you want to check that out for podcast updates.
They're still pretty hard to
gaming
find
news.
on YouTube, to be honest.
That's the end of the podcast. Goodbye.
Bye.